Okay, today we're going to show you how to determine if your PlayStation 3 DualShock controller is authentic or not. First though, I'd like to make it a point to highlight this fun little game here. It's called War for a Death. I suggest you check it out. So, which one of these controllers is original, which one is fake? Well, to start off, this is the fake guy. I purchased this off of eBay. A guy who had stellar ratings, many thousands and thousands of sales, and I thought I was getting a good deal. Well, we tried it and it seemed to have some trouble syncing. So our first indication that this was fake was the price and the fact that it was a new controller outside of the box. And that's the thing, how these things work is you always seem to make an excuse to make the situation more legitimate. So in my case, I was thinking, well, clearly they had to cut down on shipping, so that's why. But that's just being silly. All right, so we had initial indications that it wasn't working because we had syncing issues, and so the first thing I started to do is look over the controller. The first thing I noticed was right here. So I rubbed my finger across these LED indicators here. It's not flush. So that made me start wondering. I thought it's kind of some sort of workmanship issues going on there. All the other controllers I have, if I were to check them out, it's all flush. Awesome. Even the ones that I have, the old school original ones that don't vibrate, quality Sony workmanship through and through. Alright, so I mean, to be frank, I could go through every single thing that's wrong with this, but it's also kind of fun to just let other people discover. It's just so obvious after you look at it. For one thing, your control sticks right here, they didn't clear the flashing here. These edges, you won't find that on a true Sony product. It's clean and pristine. These edges right here are sharp. They're not finished. Your center jewel here is a different color. Actually, it's lighter than an authentic jewel. This is more gray. The authentic jewel is light. The Sony right here clearly is just silk screened on. It's not even, well, I guess they're all silk screened, but it's not even a good job. It's misaligned. That's not authentic. Your controller buttons here, you can clearly see where the black starts and this mauve color begins. So it's not really as good as an authentic controller, where you really can't see where one color ends and the other begins because it's been polished so smoothly. This, however, looks as if they just shoved some color into an insert, if you will, into a black button. And even the colors are subtly wrong. They're not the exact same colors. Now, all these are really a type of, you have to have a really keen eye to see these. They're not immediately apparent. However, if we just flip over our controllers and we look at our labels, we'll see that the fake one has a piece of paper taped to the back as a label instead of a true label, which is more metallic. It's got like a plastic coating over it. In fact, if you were to rub your finger over the bottom of this, you'll feel an indentation, and this is where a screw is, and that's not present in your authentic controllers. Additionally, you can see here that the label itself is misaligned. It's not even in correctly. Now, it has a pretty good resemblance to an authentic label, but if you notice here, we have this model number, and it's the same as this model number. But there's a difference. Right here, where it says ITE. If you notice there, the IT and E are separated and ended with a period. That does not happen here because whoever was, counterfeiting these labels missed the periods. So that's easy for someone to, do in the future is, make sure their labels look good. But I doubt that they're going to be able to replicate the exactly the label, the metallic label with the plastic overlay that's perfectly centered. You also notice that these dimensions are incorrect. And I mean, as I said, you could just continue on and on with all the things that are wrong with this, but at least now you know how to look. But here's another thing.
The big indicator.
When you turn this guy on, you can see the light flashing through the case itself. That doesn't happen with a Sony case. Additionally, if you were to shake it, you can hear it. You can actually hear buttons moving around. You're not going to hear that with a Sony case. Sony controllers, they don't do the same thing. This one was making a little bit of noise, but that's from these loose joysticks. We've worn the heck out of this guy, as you can see. So there you have it. The easy way to see if you've got a fake PlayStation controller.